Welcome back, Red Zone in the UK. We got Scouse, we got me, Deuce. What's going on with y'all this morning and afternoon? How you doing today, Scouse?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. As you can see, anyone watching, you can see behind me, I've got my new physical therapy clinic actually up and running now. So every Sunday you'll probably see this background now rather than previous. But yeah, man, exciting times for that, and also exciting times for today's game as well. So, and how are you doing as well, man?
Good, man. Hanging tight. It's been a long week. Been to a few states over this past week, man. It's a little tiring. Then the 4 o'clock game ain't making it any better. But outside of that, man, been pretty good. And today seems like gonna be a pretty good day to play some football. Um, it's gonna be low 70s, so it's gonna be cool to kind of start off, but we're still in that time frame. It's in the 70s and through October, but it's getting colder, right? You might see some long sleeves out there today. You might see a few shiesties out there today. So, but outside of that, I think it's 4:05 start. So the weather's looking pretty good here, man.
Sweet. Opens up the pass for us, then, doesn't it? Really, I mean, if it's not raining, more chance of Jaden doing this thing. So it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's always good weather. That's why I'm all for retractable domes. I'm all for. I don't
Oh,
want.
100%, man. Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah,
When we do get the stadium, we do need like a retractable roof or a permanent dome, one of the two.
yeah.
We can't have it the way it is. It's open now. See, it's too cold, and we'll never get a Super Bowl because of that. We never host one.
Right.
It's because
Right.
it's too cold. So, yeah, so for sure, man. So when they put the money in the pocket, let's see something special.
All right. We don't have Christian today. Christian is out working and traveling. So he usually brings us the history.
Oh no, yeah, Christy. I'm in my workplace right now. I'm doing it.
That's right, Christian. Do better. Do better, Christian. Do better. But I do remember the last game. I think Cam Newton had came back to Carolina, and I think he started that game. Remember, and he walked down the field, I think, and scored the touchdown.
That's
And he
right,
did
yeah.
the back, and then that was it. He didn't do nothing else for the rest of his
Yeah, get the
career.
ball,
The
yeah.
rest of his career after that was pretty much it. But it's always been good. I mean, the Panthers ain't been around as long. A lot of our fans are down there, and I think a lot of them are starting to come back. So, and where they are right now, they're just trending downward. As far as the organization and
They
on
are the
and
new.
off the field.
They are the new Washington.
Yeah, that's a Snyder South, as they call
Yeah, Snyder 2.0. They're on the tepper. Wow.
right.
He is awful. Do you see the guy when he threw a drink on a fan?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I was just like, wait, mate. You got to
Insane.
do better than that, bro. You got to do better than that.
Insane. That is insane. Yeah, so key matchups today. What you got today, Scout?
Key matchup. I mean, I think their best players are on the secondary, to be honest. I do think, you've got JC Horn, who's one of my favorite corners. Coming out of college, and he still is I think he's one of the best in the league. I know he's injury prone. That's the problem with him. But he's fit and healthy at the moment. I do think he will cause us some problems today. I do think that. So him up against Terry would be quite an interesting matchup. Terry's obviously been doing a lot better with obviously Jaden's an actual real quarterback for a change. So we're seeing the real Terry show up now, especially in the red zone. We're getting a few more touchdowns from Terry early on because we don't normally see. I think the max we tend to see from is like 3 or 4 a season because of the poor quarterback play. I think he's already on that already. So again, we're on. He's on track for big touchdowns over the season. But yeah, that's going to be a crucial matchup, I think, in my book there.
Yeah, definitely. And Terry always seems to do good against the top echelon of cornerbacks. For me, the matchup is Chubbard and this defensive line. John Allen is out. His first game, not playing with him. Looks like Jazon Newton is going to be getting more snaps. FA is going to have another week under his belt. So I expect to see increase in snaps there. Mathis has been playing good. This has been his best year.
It's a low bar, isn't it? Let's face it. It's been a low bar.
Right. Third year. So yeah, it's about time. Louvu and Wagner. So it's that's it for me. Is if we can slow that down. I think he's what 3-4 leading rusher in the NFL. So they do run the ball. So that's telling me that O line do get some sort of a push.
Yeah,
So
one of
can
their
we
best players
stop
is their right tackle. Actually, one of their
Yeah.
best players, Tyler Moulton, I think his name is, tackle. And he's pretty sharp. So a lot of times they do a lot of kind of zone runs to the right hand
Yeah.
side of the offensive line. So our left side's got to be up for it. And so FA probably be on the left side edge more than likely. So he'll have to really know what he's be in the right place at the right time for this.
Yeah, and like Fowler has to stop up. Dorrance Armstrong is gonna be out another week. He's a good run defender. He's not going to be out there, so it's going to be a lot of asked of them because I think, and that sets up the play action. And if you can create a solid running game, your play action is going to work. I don't care who your quarterback is, and they're not afraid to throw the football. Like Dalton is not afraid to throw the football down the field, regardless of who he's throwing it to. He's going to throw the football down the field.
Deontay Johnson, hasn't he? And he's a pretty good wide receiver. So they have got some weapons on this team, even though they haven't been, the record is pretty poor. They have got some decent players there. If they can get it together, they can actually upset people. So, but yeah, I mean, so Deontay Johnson against our cornerbacks is going to be a problem, because our corners, as we know, aren't that good. So, let's just be honest. I mean, I love Sanistril, one of my best favorite players, but he's playing out of position in my book. He should be playing in the middle. But again, I understand Nick Monogany's playing there because he's playing better there than he would do on the outside, and Sanistril trying to fill in. But again, he's not an outside corner. Let's face it. So I'm a bit worried about that matchup. Deontay Johnson, I say the play action if they can get the run game going, which we know against us, everyone can get the run game going. So,
right.
Yeah, they can. I mean, everybody's ran the ball up the middle against us, and we've struggled. I mean, even though Bobby Wagner's numbers are amazing on PFF against the run, I think it's like 91 run grade or something, they're still running the ball up the field. So, especially down the middle. So, we've got to find a way of stopping that. And I'm hoping Newton can do a bit better job than C. Allen did, against the run. So,
because he's going to have an increase in snaps. So I'm looking to see, if Newton can have his, quote unquote breakout rookie game.
I don't Payne steps up as well. Now that Allen's out the way, I think that could be
maybe
a thing where he actually goes, I'm the real leader on this team now, especially on this T line, and I'm going to show everybody what it takes, and hopefully, the partner in crime, Newton or Mathis next to him, actually follow his lead type thing, and hopefully we can get the job done.
And then he'll be out there on more of those, I don't know what they call, like race car type packages or Gazelle, whatever type packages, where it's three edge rushes. Like he's going to be the one out there now. They're not going to have to do rock, paper, scissors and all that stuff. They're definitely going to look for him. For me, it's the keys to win for us. Establish the run game. Establish the run game early. Take your shots. Be efficient. Move the ball down the field. Get first downs. Score early. Get up on top of them. Because we have a lot of nagging injuries, especially with B-Rob. So if we can get up a few scores with them and be able to start to wean our guys out towards the end of the game, that'll be great for us. We've got a big matchup next week. Not to overlook Carolina, because you overlook somebody, you'll get Buster Douglas. So you know what I mean? So, but as far as our play and compared to their play, we should be able to go up early on them.
Yeah, I think our biggest key to win is always get a lead, because then if you get like a 2-score lead against any team, most teams have to abandon the run, and that's where our biggest weakness is on defense. It is against the run. So if we can limit teams who are normally good running teams, if we can limit those amounts of snaps because they have to throw it because the miles behind on the scoreboard, then it feeds right into our defense, and that's when our defense actually plays well, when we know they're going to pass the ball. So if we can make it easy for ourselves, I mean, that's the best way of doing it for sure.
Yeah. For me, knockout player, Scouse is Xavier Legette. I like
Okay.
this kid,
Yeah,
man. I love this kid. I love everything about him on and off the field as far as his interviews and different things like that, where he come from, his background. Yeah. And he can ball. I think he's gonna be a really good player in this league. If they can solidify this quarterback position, I think he can have a really good year. But just Xavier Legette against our cornerbacks, that's probably the weakest position on our team. And Deontay Johnson, I think he's trending to play, even though he has, I think he has like a hamstring, a groin, and an ankle. So we'll see how that goes. But for me, the knockout player is Xavier Legette.
Yeah, I mean, a knockout player for them as well. I mean, you mentioned Hubbard, that's the easy one, but again, mentioned JC Horn. I do think Xavier Woods as well. I think he's a sneaky good safety as well. So, because we like to throw that ball kind of like into, we don't use it in the middle a lot, which is at the moment just quite good for us. As in, it keeps it away from Woods. But I think that with JC Horn being as good as I think he is that they're going to try and not throw the ball too much to him or towards him. So I think they're going to try and find McCaffrey. They're going to try and find more in the middle of the field more than actually deep shots over the corner side, if that makes sense. I think that's what the plan's going to be. But so I think Woods is one of those knockout players.
Yeah, for sure. For us, some spotlight player. Of course, we mentioned Newton, right? We're all looking for Newton to show out, show up, show out. But for me, man, I need something from our cornerbacks. Because this is a game when you have someone in Andy Dalton, who's over his career hasn't really taken good care of the football. This is a game where you can kind of build confidence, right? So I'm going to go with our cornerbacks because I believe if I think Dalton's going to take shots. I think he'll plenty shots. I think he's going to throw in coverage, double cut. I think he's going to do all those things, and we have to catch the football, right? We have to catch the football. So this is a game I'm putting the spotlight on the pass defense to see if we can flip the field. Those are going to be my spotlight players for today.
Yeah, for sure. I say it's so difficult because, as I say, our corners aren't that great, and as I say, we've had one interception all season. So, and that was kind of that was sinister last week. So, yeah, man, we're not a team that takes the ball away. You know what I mean? We're not one of them teams yet. So, and this is what Joe Witt wants us to be. But obviously, we don't have. I don't think we have the personnel to do it yet. So, at a consistent level, anyway, consistent basis. Yeah, I mean, knockout players. I mean, for us, I mean, it's got to be. I think it's got to be Terry. I think and also Noah Brown. I think our receivers have to step into this game. B Rob is struggling with injury. He's been limited all week and missed last week. He's going to be on a snap count. I believe today. I think he'll be on a snap count to establish the run, and then you might not even see him after the first few, maybe like 8, maybe 10 snaps. You might not even see him again the rest of the game. Hopefully, if we can we can actually establish the one game with him in there, and then leave him out, and the next can take over. That would be great, if he can do it. But last week we played against a really good run defense, and we paid the price for that. Basically, we had to put too much on Jaden, and we didn't get it done. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so. Establish that one game, knockout players again, B Rob and Eckler. Eckler's going to be huge today as well, so he's got to step up, especially if B Rob doesn't play the whole game, which I don't think he will.
Yeah, me either. I know Shefty came out like late last night in the morning, wee hours, said he's expected to play. But anytime you get up here in game time decision, you don't really expect for them to have a full workload. But I think we have a good complimentary, good running back room that we'll probably see him on more short yardage.
I think last week he didn't use it properly. After obviously B Rob didn't play, and Eckler's obviously not the bruising running back, so. he didn't use an actual bruising running back. He had Rodriguez who came up but didn't actually give him any snaps. So it's like, well,
I mean, even with not giving him snaps, I thought Jeremy Nichols would have at least 10, 11 rushes. I don't think he had but like 2 or something, 2 or 3. So I was really surprised there.
Yeah, because that's the way we set our offense up, establish the run, play action, let Jaden work. And that's been working quite well for us for most of the time.
Yeah.
But obviously, I know against Baltimore, different level, different caliber team, but we didn't actually even. I think we just gave up. I think we just gave up in the run after about 5 or 6 attempts. We were like, nah, it's okay. We'll just throw the ball all full screens.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best. You know what I mean? So I don't
Yeah,
think
because they did stack the box. They was like, y'all not gonna run on us.
Yeah.
And they made sure Jaden wasn't gonna run either. So.
And the thing is, though, is that they did that, and we did the same thing, and they still ran on us.
They still ran.
So what's that tell you about our quality of play against their quality?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
it shows you that we not ready to get there yet. We're not there yet.
Personally, but
yeah. All right. Predictions. I got 31-6 Commanders.
31-6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the defense. I'm believing in the pass defense this week. I'm hoping. So put some good vibes out there for them.
You know that you get one of these quarterbacks that you're thinking, no, I don't need the 50-50. You don't know how well we're going to play. 1 week they're great, next week they're awful. We always get them when they play well. We always get that 50%, you know. So
Andy Dalton resurrection game. But I don't know, man. I think this team is a little different. I'm going to keep sticking to that we're not the old folks that usually let games like this either be extremely close or we just barely winning by a field goal.
I just hope it's a nice, easy game. There are no heart attacks in this game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I want to see. But
and to be honest, I haven't felt like that all year.
No, I mean,
even the Tampa Bay game, I didn't feel like I haven't felt like that all year.
No, how about the Giants game where we didn't get a touchdown? How about that one?
No, because we were still moving the football. Like we were still playing good football. We were still moving the football, and every time we got the ball, I thought we were going to score a touchdown, even though we didn't. But it was I believe that we could. Back in the day, he was like, man, ain't no way we gonna score a touchdown. Let's try to get a field goal at least. But now it's more so like, let's go get this touchdown.
Fair play, man. Fair play. So my prediction, I'm going to say 27-21.
Yeah.
You win by 6. Yeah. A bit closer than you think. I think a bit closer than you think. I
mean, a lot of people got 40s, got us in the 40s, 42 this and
their secondary is it's sneaky good. You know what I mean? They've got some good players on it. You know, even the other corner. I think
they got 2 of our players over there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they also have. I think it's Mike Williams. That sounds weird. Because
they did cut Troy Hill though.
And
he played a lot of. He was they opposite starter. So I mean, he was QB2. I mean CB2, but they released him Thursday or Friday. So
wow, okay.
So one of these young guys in there with J.C. Horn.
Yeah, and there's another one. It's another one called. Is it Mike Williams, a guy from Seattle that they've got as well? He left when they drafted Witherspoon.
Oh yeah.
But he's solid. Do you know what I mean? Like he's actually a solid corner. So yeah, man. If the deep shot and Jaden's got to be careful. You know what I mean? Because those guys will take the ball away. You know, they're not like our defense who just drop them. You know, if it's there, they will catch it. You know what I mean? So. So besides that, I mean, that's the only sneaky trap bit, I think, is their secondary and obviously their running game. So we can stop. If you can nullify,
we got to stop the run, man. We got to stop the run.
If you can nullify the run first, I think we'll be laughing. It'll be an easy game. If not, then we're gonna have a solid game on our hands. So.
Before we move in, I do want to pay some homage to Daryl Green and to the Commanders. Getting his number retired today. We got the key to the city yesterday from Mayor Bowser. All of that was great, but we're gonna just one memory for me. like I guess when I really started understanding football and playing football, not understanding X's and O's, but just playing the game. Um, it was always like Daryl Green and Deion Sanders for me. And being as though he was on the home team, he just mattered so much. It was always a argument with us kids, like who's better, who does this, who does that. But he was always in the conversation, and he played 20 years,
20
and he
seasons.
was good. For those 20 years, he was actually good. Because remember, he was the only one that year that put the straps to Randy Moss. People forget that. He played Randy Moss. Man, I don't even know. I'm trying to remember if Randy Moss even had a catch that game, but he played him really well. I know he didn't score that game against Randy Moss. And even towards his last years, man, like just being able to watch him play. I mean, he was still crazy fast when he retired, and he probably would have played more if it wasn't for Schottenheimer making him return kicks in practice. He probably would have played some more. But yeah, man, like Daryl Green is a player that represents what we're trying to get back to, and having him in the building and being around and doing this, it really sets a precedent, and it really encourages me as a fan, should encourage others about where we're going. Not so much trying to get back to what we were, but bringing all of that and kind of building up to the future. Like if as far as this past 30 years, it has not been doing it the right way. So, but there was probably a few pieces here and there, but you just want to take that type of that type of care and love for the city and for its players that play here, and kind of put that back into this fan base. And I think they're doing a wonderful job with it. I expect for this to happen more. I expect for a jersey to retire every year for the next foreseeable, for the next few years, because there's still a lot of guys that probably should officially have their jersey retired. But starting with Daryl Green means a whole lot, not only to me, but to this city, especially the DC area.
Oh, 100%, man. I mean, the biggest compliment I can give him really is the word legend gets thrown around so easily nowadays. No, he's a legend. He's the guy who's done it for 20 years at the top. And he was still better than most when he retired. That's the testament to the man, of how well he kept himself in shape, how well he kept his speed. Like most people lose their speed as they get older. He lost maybe that much compared to what he was when he was 20. Insane how good he was, and he is. When the first things you think of when you think about obviously the Redskins when he played was the first players you think of growing up is like Daryl Green. You know what I mean? He's one of the first guys you think of. The Hogs, Daryl Green. They're the things you think of. First thing you think of is them two, and and that's the biggest compliment. He's also my brother's favorite player. My brother's like 13 years older than me, and that's how I got into the sport when I first came over here in the 80s. That's when he got me into it. I was growing up, and Daryl Green was his favorite player, and I just and again, and you can see, and when you watch the guy, it's just insane, like how good he was.
Right.
Have you ever seen his which one is it? America's Game.
America's Game.
It's got Daryl Green on it. I watched that, and it was when he was talking about it when he busted his ribs. And he still took that punt to the end zone. And he couldn't even walk. Yeah, he couldn't even walk. He walk, and he still beat everybody for that. Again, comes up clutch. The big players comes up clutch when you really need them most. Daryl Green is one of those players.
Yeah, shout out to Daryl Green. Shout out to
our corners now.
Yeah, he said the other day on what was he on? I think 106 The Fan. Somebody had tweeted it that he was like, "Yeah, look, all I need is 30 seconds with Forbes." He just keeps saying that. So to me, I wonder. So I don't think he ever reached out, which is probably a negative on Forbes that he didn't. Even though Daryl Green keeps saying, "I can fix you" and whatever. We all know it ain't gonna be 30 seconds, but still, he's like unofficially letting you know that my door is open whenever you're ready. So But Forbes don't know who he is, so he, you know what I mean, like so.
If Forbes doesn't know who he is, that's the problem. Maybe Daryl Green, you know, just watch his tape, man. Just watch his tape, and you'll know very quickly. But
maybe he don't watch tape. Maybe that's his problem.
Maybe that's the reason why he looks awful. I mean, it could be. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, it was always difficult to get Daryl Green to be in the vicinity of DC anymore because I think he lives in Florida. I think that's where he tends to live. And he was never around here because obviously the Snyders and everything else that was going on. So, and obviously since we've got new ownership, obviously he's been here nearly all the time, and that to see all the nice things that not just been said about him, but all the things that they've done. Did you see his suite? Did you see the little video about his suite?
Yeah, that was nice, man. Daryl Green suite.
It's so cool to find these little things that like were, you know, it's like it's cleats from the college and. You know, this and that, the other, and it was just quality, man. Like really nicely done by the ownership.
For sure. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate y'all for tapping in. Scouse, what do you got lined up this week?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, besides working, I've got the bunker on. That's on Monday nights. Follow Commander Bunker if you want that one. Then we've got. The 1 Point Safety Show, which is on a Thursday. That's normally live about 3 p.m. your time.
3 p.m. Yep.
It's a bit early for you lot, but just because of the time differences.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then we've got obviously we have a mashup after the post game, so I might have one tonight actually with the Bleeding Burgundy. And yeah, man. And then obviously us on Sundays. So yeah, man.
There we go.
Quite a few.
Yeah, man.
Not like people want to listen to me. I'm just there, you know what I mean? Just like kind of hanging on. But yeah, man, I enjoy it.
Ditto. All right. Yep. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate your time for using us. We definitely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart.